Hey, thanks so much for finding the video. Do us a favor. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe. And be sure to leave your comment. We love to interact. Enjoy the video. Let me start with this just by getting your reaction so I can gauge it to these teams coming together, unifying, and deciding they're going to opt out of these workouts.
Well, I think the large thing is, as a union, as the NFLPA, you do want guys to be together, right? You want guys to see things the same way, especially when it comes to player health and safety, which I think a lot of people are filing this under with the COVID restrictions, with COVID protocol, and different things like that. So obviously there's going to be a call from the PA, from the union representatives, from the liaisons between the NFLPA and the players, and then the players, make their own decisions and have their own votes with each team. What you don't want to be is the quarterback club team, right? If you remember years ago during the strike, the quarterback club, Joe Montana and some of those guys, those are the guys that cross the picket line. You don't want to be the dudes that step away from what the union wants. And so I think that, as a union, as a players union, and as a whole, they've decided that going back right now to do voluntary workouts isn't the best thing for them. Now, that's NFL player rep, executive committee member, RC. Here's real football player, RC.
Okay.
So the workouts actually suck, bro. Just being honest with you.
Okay.
When you get to the NFL and you have 90 people, which is normally is during this time, now you have a strength and conditioning coordinator who's trying to put together a program that for the rookie who's 340 pounds, who's trying to get in shape, and then the veteran free safety like Ryan Clark or Troy Polamalu, who's played 8 to 9 years so they can get healthy. More than anything, you want to keep everybody healthy, right? You want to make sure everyone's safe. The number one job of an NFL strength and conditioning coach is to not hurt anybody. And in some ways, they also don't push people. And so as I got older, I would never go. They would know I'd come out here and train in Arizona. I would make sure I was in shape. I was always in better shape than everybody who stayed there the entire time, so they allowed me to do that. And so a lot of these guys would rather train with their own trainers, with the guys that they have all off season. The other piece is this. Let's say you play in Green Bay, but you live in Miami, Florida. Would you rather be in Green Bay or Miami, Florida? You'd rather be in Miami, Florida. And so, yes, a lot of this is about COVID protocol and about the restrictions and about player health and safety. But let's be honest, a lot of this is about they don't want to be there right now. And if you're only going to make $400 to $800 a week being there and you're already a multi-millionaire, it's a little easy to say, yeah, I'm not going to go.
Okay, so these are still voluntary workouts, right? So,
yeah.
I mean, I don't mean to be like totally passive with this, but why is this a big deal if these are voluntary workouts if guys decide they aren't going to go?
I don't necessarily know. I think it's a big deal because you now continue to take power away from the NFL, away from each organization. And everything you ever do when it involves the PA and it involves voting with the players is a power struggle. The power struggle of coaches and teams and organizations wanting players to be in the building in the off season. And now you have 2 years running. Well, holy hell, we can actually have a season if we don't have them here for 3 months in the off season. Like they can actually play football games and Tom Brady can win a Super Bowl. Yes. Right. The same way he won 6 of them in New England before, you had this. And so I think that's always, one of those things where the league is trying to figure out a way. Okay, thank you. My bad, guys. I'm turning the rental car in. And so,
See, I was like, what the hell is happening right now?
That was the rental car, lady, guys. That was
Oh, God. Okay.
And so, man, I just think, that part of it is big. When you go into future negotiations as player health and safety becomes to be a bigger deal, and now you do have 17 games, or you're going to now cut some of these off seasons short. And it's also a big deal when you talk about competitive, not necessarily competitive advantage, because obviously everybody will have the same off season. But think about teams who will have new coaches and new quarterbacks. If you're the Jacksonville Jaguars, and you'll have Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence. Now, neither that coach or that team gets an offseason.
Right.
Neither that new quarterback doesn't get an offseason. And so I think all of these things are important to organizations. And so that's why it becomes a bigger deal. And trust me, bro, like these things are voluntary, mandatory for some people. You know, like I had a great head coach in Mike Tomlin. Once Troy and I began to get up there in years, he'd always put a call into us together in the off season. He'd say, okay, what week are you guys going to come? And we'd say, okay, do you want us there the same week, or would you like us to alternate weeks so people could see us at different times? And so, you know, Troy could do some veteran coaching one week. I could do some veteran coaching the other. He's like, oh, just come the same week. And so that's what we would do. But, you know, for some people, this is an important part of the year. This is the way some guys get an opportunity to make the team. And so it is a big deal in a sense. But, you know, I've been talking to the players I train, Sconey, whether it's, you know, Boston Scott, you know, DeShazer Everett, Deontay Thompson, kind of asking them what they feel. And, you know, it kind of got down to it. Guys love the on-the-field stuff. They love getting opportunities to work with their quarterbacks or work with their secondary coaches and do different things like that. But as far as the training and being there all off season, they don't want to do that. And so I think the happiest medium would be the last two phases where you can do some on the field stuff. You can actually get in the room with the coaches, and then you can have OTAs and minicamp. I think that would be the happy place and the happy medium, which is where we may be moving to in the future. Now that players see you can have a season without an off season.
I got two more things. One of them you kind of already answered. Ryan Clark's our guest. I was going to ask what is actually accomplished in these voluntary workouts. Is there on-field work that goes on to any great degree, or is it just weight room, get in shape stuff?
Okay, so when it starts, it's just weight room, get in shape stuff, right? So there's phases to these workouts. And so it starts that way, and then every 3 weeks you can do something more. Then it moves to being able to get into the classroom, and through the classrooms be able to, you know, study film or, you know, learn what the defenses are, implement defenses, and start to get things programmed as to where these young guys are learning, and even some of the older guys getting a chance to go over some of the things from the season, or if you have a new head coach. Then when you move into the next phase, now you can do like actual skill work, actual walkthroughs, and getting guys prepared. And then obviously the last phase is the OTAs, mini camp phase, where there is actual on-field practice.
Okay. Specifically for New Orleans, no Drew Brees is just fundamentally different with the fabric of the organization. So I kind of believe like all this stuff kind of matters more for the Saints this year. Do you buy that?
You said say it one more time, Matt, last part?
I think with no Drew Brees being there, all of this stuff matters more for them this year than it might in a normal year. Do you buy that?
100%.
Yeah.
I absolutely buy it, Sconey. And I think we're even in a world where, listen, you know, we all kind of believe Sean Payton has an idea of who he wants the quarterback to be.
Of course.
But, you know, we don't know what Jameis Winston looks like as the starting quarterback of the New Orleans Saints, or if it's going to be Taysom Hill. Is there actual battle that goes on in the offseason? Does the offense change? You know, also, is it different than having one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time who can also be one of the greatest de facto on-field offensive coordinators in the league while he's playing, right? A guy like Drew Brees who can go through the progressions in warm-up. He understands the offense so well. Now you don't have that anymore. So how does the offense run? What is the offense? How different it is? And so I think that's really huge for the Saints offensively this year. And so it's a deal. It's a huge deal. And especially figuring out how things play out in the fall as well.
Ryan Clark on Twitter, of course, at RealRClark25. Make sure that you are listening to the Face First podcast. Subscribe up on iTunes or Podbean. You get the Face First YouTube and the DB Precision YouTube channel as well. You'll go subscribe to all RC's content. Hey, man, you're the best. Always appreciate a couple minutes. Thanks for making it work today.
Oh, man, absolutely, man. Have a good one.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.